Hello, welcome to Manifesting a Life. I'm going to tell you a story about underwear today and also listening to my spirit guides. Now, at this time, probably about 2002, 3, somewhere around there, my husband was working a contract job. He was a computer contractor, went all over the country working jobs. And this job was in Houston, and it was a rough job. He was working sun up to 8 o'clock at night. And Houston is one of those towns where it's a working town. Pretty much the sidewalks close up at 5 o'clock. And so he was having a hard time finding anything to eat at 8 o'clock at night when he got off. He was also working the weekends, so he wasn't able to come home, do laundry. So I decided that I was going to go for the weekend and help him out, get him some food, get his laundry done, that kind of stuff for him. And I was going to bring our young son. Excuse me. Now, I did not pack any underwear for my son because he had outgrown what he had pretty much. And I decided that I'd just buy some in Houston. Now, the freeways into Houston are kind of interesting. They're, huge, humongous freeways. And so they have feeder roads on the side of the freeway where all the shops feed off of, and also feeds the freeway and feeds off of the freeway. So as you're going toward an overpass, there will be a road off of the freeway and onto the feeder. And then you'll have a stoplight on that feeder road that's underneath the overpass. And then as you go through the stoplight, there'll be an entrance right back onto the freeway. And then all the shops are on the feeder. But the problem is you cannot see what shops are on the other side of that overpass. So I decided I'm going to have to rely on my guides. So I asked them to help me find underwear. Tell me where to get off to go find some underwear for my young son. Well, I'm driving along and I hear, okay, get off. And so I don't get off. I go ahead and I decided to just go over the overpass and see what's there. I'm testing them. I'm not too sure about these guys yet. Are they for real? Are they really there? Am I really getting this information? And so I go over the overpass, and sure enough, there's a Walmart over there. I thought, oh yeah, I could have gotten off. Okay, so I decided, okay, well, let me know when to get off again. And then I hear, okay, get off. And so I don't get off. And I go over the overpass. And sure enough, there's another store over there I could have gotten off and bought some underwear. So I said, okay, I am really going to get off this next time. And so I'm driving along, and I hear, okay, get off. So I get off, I get down to that stoplight down there, and I'm looking around, and it's like, what's here? And I see off in a strip center just off the road, there was a men's store. It said grand opening. And I thought, a men's store? Look, guys, this is a little boy. They're not going to have something for a little boy. Actually, they probably would have. Otherwise, my guides would not have pointed that out to me. I have learned since to trust them a little bit more than I did back then. So I get through the stoplight. I get back on the freeway. I tell them, okay, I got to clarify this. Find me a Walmart or a Target, a Kohl's, something that would probably have underwear for a young child. So I'm driving along. Then I hear this chorus in my head that says, get off now. So I thought, okay. So I get off and I get down to that stoplight and I'm looking around and okay, what's here? And then I look up at the freeway that I could not see on the other side of that overpass. And it had come to a dead stop, not moving. And so if I had stayed on that freeway, I would have been stuck in traffic for who knows how long. So I stayed on the feeder, went through the light, went through about 2 more lights, and then off to my right I saw a Target. So went off and went inside and got the underwear for my child. Now, I want to tell you that your spirit guides are not going to lead you astray. Your spirit guides are not going to tell you to do something that's going to be harmful to yourself or harmful to others. So be aware of that. Not all voices in your head are good. But get used to talking to your spirit guides and get used to listening to them because they can provide some really good information. I also wanted to let you know this wasn't the first time I've done debates with my spirit guides and tested them a bit. Later on, there was a point in my life where I would ask a question and ask them for some advice, and they'd give me the advice, and I'd do something different. Then later I would ask another question, and they would answer it with their advice, and I wouldn't take it. I'd do something different. Then I'd ask again for more advice, and they would give it to me. They were being very consistent. And I didn't take it. I was being very consistent too. And so the fourth time I asked for advice, and I heard back in my head, why bother? You're not going to do it anyway. So I got the message on that. Yeah. So I had to learn to be more trusting and about taking their advice. Now, thank you for listening. Hope this has provided some information for you where you can think about times in your life when it can be a gut instinct, or it could be the voices in your head. Some people are more into the instinct of their gut. Some people are more visual. You might see something that reminds you of something or tells you about doing something that you need to act on. And then there are those that's auditory. And auditory might actually be things like hearing a song on the radio that helps you with a dilemma that you're having. Well, be sure and hit the subscribe button. And I'll be talking to you again soon. Thanks for listening.